doesn't believe in a federal government that can tax them, that doesn't believe in civil rights, that doesn't believe in women's rights, that doesn't believe in gay, lesbian, transgender rights. And you can see it in their candidate who is now president and like what comes out of his mouth or in his tweets. So he's given legitimacy for what used to be a fringe, which is now normal. Honestly, we're learning. We've never had a president like this before. And our previous president was clear that he was the president of all America, so that he would not necessarily prioritize Black civil rights and dealing with police brutality and prisons. And he made that clear. But I think in the 8 years that he was president, we became a bit passive and a bit lazy. Like we really celebrated the cultural achievement, and to be able to see someone who looked like us, who projected the best aspect of us, along with his, wife, the First Lady, and our advocacy and our critiques diminished. I mean, in some ways, we were dozing off. Those of us who were critical of him, including myself, right, of foreign policy, of drone strikes. And we were also sympathetic when he went on national TV and said after the Baltimore riot in the wake of Freddie Gray's death from severed spine in police custody, that he could not federalize the police. And federalize is not a verb that's common in American English. What he was acknowledging is that he could not control local police departments, even though he was the president of the United States. Is if you kill a police officer, you never leave prison alive. That is not the law. That is a parallel law that the police created for themselves. They didn't say that about priests. I know I'm complicated with priests right now. They didn't say that about children. They didn't say about kindergarten school teachers or, Buddhist monks. They said it only about their employment sector. That demonstrates how much power they wield. So there's the law, there are those who interpret it, those who enforce it, and then there's those who are licensed to kill with impunity. The complexity of now is that this is all out in the open. If it had, in the past, it was more underground, and now there's this bravado. So like Black Lives Matter would have a t-shirt that says Black Lives Matter, then the police would have t-shirts that say Blue Lives Matter. And so the very language of Black vulnerability, because now people are talking about white civil rights, right? So the very language of the movements of vulnerability has been appropriated into white victimization. And if you listen to the president, that is his language. Muslims are victimizing us. People coming over the Mexican border are victimizing us. I believe Americans want security more than anything because we've been an empire from quite a long time. And we don't want to face history, how we amassed our wealth. Like we needed a genocide first against indigenous, and then we needed other forms of genocide with enslaved labor. And then we exploited every ethnic population. So what happens? I know military families, you send people abroad, they learn how to kill, they have mastery in weaponry. Part of the people who are in the military are right-wing nationalists and they're neo-Nazis and they're going in for training. When they come out, you've trained an army.